Thursday Night Footy, live and free on 7 Mate.
This morning, a new solution to WA's skills shortage announced. Keeping the pressure on China, the Prime Minister joins a chorus of world leaders firing a warning shot to Beijing. And singers sentence Elle to spend decades behind bars after being convicted in a high-profile sex trafficking case.
This is 7 Morning News live from Perth with Elle, Georgiou.
Good morning. Free short course training to encourage workers to take up FIFO positions is being hailed a solution to WA's skills shortage. But the state government admits higher mining wages might leave other industries short. As Jessica Page reports, some paramedics are exiting an ambulance service in crisis to head up north.
The acting Premier inspected a drill in Perth South this morning and met with the first graduates of the taxpayer subsidised Jobs Ready program that's providing free fast-tracked training for a 6-figure starting salary. The resources industry says it needs a lot more of them to keep up with demand.
I can put 10 people on tomorrow and we can put more guys out to work. So we've got 50 employees in this business. So, 10 people, it's 20%. And if you did that industry-wide, we're talking, several thousand jobs at a minimum.
It's not just the resources industry that's struggling to find workers, though, but more lucrative FIFO work is luring some essential workers away, including paramedics. The acting Premier, Sue Elle, wouldn't comment today on whether St John WA needs more money to train and retain staff to cope with a hospital crisis that has put its CEO out of work.
In fact, we've now got a highly competitive labour market across the board.
Shouldn't taxpayers' money be prioritised towards training paramedics as opposed to training a resources sector that has the money to pay for itself?
Yeah, I guess I'd make the point, I can't accept the premise behind your question if I don't know the detail of the arrangements in place for paramedics. I'm happy to get you that information, but I really can't take it much further than that.
She says Michelle Fyfe's exit was a matter for the St John WA board and not influenced by the government. But the government has been keen to blame St John for record ambulance ramping that started as a result of access block in hospitals and was made worse by COVID staff shortages. From July 13, it will be someone else's problem to fix.
WA's skills shortage has become so severe, businesses have resorted to cold calling migration agents, begging to sponsor international staff. Despite big pay packets and lifestyle opportunities, agents can't keep up. Cyan Valance reports.
WA is desperate for workers and the search has gone global. Business and government are doing all they can to entice Europeans to move down under. In a city known for tourism and food, migration agent Pamela Perrin is on the lookout for skilled workers willing to pack up their lives and move to Australia.
The Australian business are looking for people that they don't find, so they are ready to sponsor people, but there are nobody to sponsor, so they are desperate.
In the past, most of her work came from hopeful migrants needing visa help. Now it's the other way around.
Western Australia business are struggling. They don't find anybody, and now there are a lot of Australian business that call us. Before, it was the other way around.
WA desperately needs tourism, hospitality and healthcare workers among dozens of others. With a record low unemployment rate, the state government has changed up parts of its migration criteria to attract international workers. It's expanded the graduate occupation list and skilled migration program. But this isn't a local problem, it's global. And getting people to move across the world isn't always easy, even if they can get better pay. So what would it take to entice more Europeans down under? We asked a few, find out what they say in 7 News at 4 and 6.
World leaders have stepped up their attacks on China and Russia. Nato has declared Beijing a security threat, criticising coercive policies and misinformation campaigns. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese joined calls for China to heed the warning that international law should be respected.
Hey, good morning. In what's being described as a historic moment here in Madrid, the NATO alliance has for the first time declared China as a security threat. At the NATO summit, world leaders endorsed a new 10-year strategic blueprint, accusing China of secretly building more nuclear weapons and threatening the rule of law. The statement reads, China's ambitions and coercive policies challenge our interests, security and values. The malicious hybrid of cyber operations, its confrontational rhetoric and disinformation targets allies and harms alliance security.
We now face an era of strategic competition.
It was the main topic at a historic first Asia-Pacific summit within the NATO talks, where Anthony Albanese was joined with leaders of New Zealand, Japan and South Korea.
Just as Russia seeks to recreate a sort of Russian or Soviet empire, the Chinese regime is seeking friends through economic support to build up alliances.
China has slammed the new agreement, warning NATO to stay out of Asia and learn the lessons from the Ukrainian war.
Stop trying to mess up Asia and the world after messing up Europe.
Meanwhile, Anthony Albanese says Australia will come to the rescue in Europe, providing the food, energy and resources it needs to fill the void left by Russia's invasion. On the sidelines of the NATO summit, the PM met with the European Union Commissioner. He says a free trade agreement with the EU is now accelerating, with negotiations to continue as early as October.
It is quite clearly in Australia's interest to diversify our trade relationships. Europe is a market with some 450 million people.
Anthony Albanese still has a busy few days ahead of international diplomacy. Later today, he'll meet with the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau here in Madrid before flying to Paris for official bilateral talks with the French President Emmanuel Macron.
The parents of Hannah Clark claim her husband could have been stopped before the mother of three was killed. But an inquest has heard Hannah and her children were unlikely to have been saved, even if authorities had done more.
Good morning. Well, at one point the coroner choked back tears, saying that police failed to identify the extreme danger that Hannah Clark was in, labelling her ex-husband a master manipulator, but ultimately saying it was unlikely that police could have prevented Hannah and her three children's deaths. Sue and Lloyd Clark spoke earlier this morning. Here's what they had to say about the findings.
He was evil, but I like to think he could have been stopped. And I don't want this to put women off coming forward or leaving these situations.
She got validated, and she's also now validating a lot of other women.
The coroner making 4 urgent recommendations that specialist domestic violence police officers undergo 5 days of face-to-face training, and that all police officers do mandatory annual training, given that domestic violence related call-outs takes up around 50% of their workload. More money was suggested to be put into men's programs for behavioural issues, as well as setting up a specialist domestic violence police station in southeast Queensland in the worst affected areas, all hoped to help other women like Hannah and their families.
Disgraced singer R. Kelly will spend the next 3 decades behind bars after being convicted in a high-profile sex trafficking case. As US correspondent Tim Lester reports, his victims were in court as the sentence was read out.
He's been a superstar of rhythm and blues music since the 1990s. Today, R. Kelly is not simply in disgrace, he is contemplating a jail term as long as his time in the music industry itself. A judge here in the Brooklyn Federal Court today handing down a 30-year jail term. Victims of Kelly were in court to hear it and emerged to give their response. You're smiling.
I'm smiling because there was a victory today. And it feels like the beginning of me reclaiming my life. I can put this behind me completely now.
Kelly had been found guilty of racketeering and sexual offences in a big trial that ended last September and involved particularly the evidence of 6 women who came forward to testify against him. Of course, this finding follows yesterday's finding of a 20-year jail sentence for Ghislaine Maxwell and her crimes. In both cases, the sexual offences date back to the mid-1990s and have raised questions questions about how slow the justice system here has been in response.
We're not concerned that the system took so long. We're happy that there's justice in the end.
Defence attorneys saying as they left court they'll fight today's sentence and the judgment.
He has been convicted of an offence that we believe he should not have been convicted of and that the evidence doesn't establish.
Even if he can reduce the sentence on appeal, Robert Sylvester Kelly is now 55. He also faces charges that need to be answered in 2 other American states, Illinois and Minnesota. It is likely, therefore, that he'll spend much, perhaps all, of the rest of his life behind bars.
As many as 1 in 6 Australian adults are expected to try their luck in tonight's $60 million Powerball draw. This week's jackpot is the 3rd largest prize for any Australian lottery game so far this year.
We haven't had a Division 1 winner in Powerball for the last 4 draws, and so the prize has been slowly growing over recent weeks.
The odds of claiming the jackpot are about 134 million to 1. Good luck. You're watching 7's Morning News live from Perth. Still to come, Paris terror verdict. The lone surviving extremist sentenced over the 2015 attacks. Plus, a bizarre police encounter in Butler caught on camera. And the Queen avoids an awkward encounter hours after a big decision on independence.
Ben's back for the footy news every fan will be talking about.
I'll tell you who will win each week and why.
The breakdown with Barra and Ben.
Could only galvanise the group. Sounds like I'm giving him some ammo.
Exclusive to 7 News. Footy's home.
Sorry, Kitty. I'm Lance Lawson. Round here, I'm known as the General. Come on, Reynolds! Game prep never stops. You know, the right nutrition is essential. That's where beef comes in. Oh, yes, poetry! Well, it's good for muscle strength too, so, yeah, full credit to beef.
Right, see you, General.
Not that one, Adam. The other one.
Yep. Sorry, General.
Hi, Captain.
It's a big job making our world a better place, but getting started, well, that's as easy as changing your underwear. Comfy for you and the planet too. Booty.
Don't let joint pain hold you back. Voltaren Osteogel from Chemist Warehouse targets pain directly at the source, relieving pain for up to 12 hours. Voltaren Osteogel 12 hourly 150 gram is $28.99. Live, look, feel well at Chemist Warehouse.
Attention CPAP users. Dirty air can build up inside your reservoir, hose and mask. And cleaning them can be an expensive, difficult task. So to ensure your CPAP is clean, you need Clean Zone, the affordable, easy-to-use, portable CPAP sanitizer. Just press and Clean Zone automatically sanitizes every surface of your CPAP reservoir, hose and mask. With sanitizing ozone, no water, no added chemicals, no worries. It will help you breathe in healthy, clean air and sleep peacefully.
I used to bug him to clean the CPAP machine, and I worried about how dirty it was.
But with the Clean Zone, I just attach it to the tube and within minutes it's clean.
We love the price too.
The secret is activated oxygen that is created by Clean Zone's internal ozone generator. Plus, it's lightweight, compact and portable.
I looked at other CPAP cleaners, and when I compared quality and price, Clean Zone was my clear choice.
I can sleep with the peace of mind knowing that I'm breathing clean.
Clean Zone works with virtually all make and model CPAP machines. It's powered by a long-lasting rechargeable battery and is maintenance-free. Just press and Clean Zone does the rest. You've seen other CPAP sanitizers sell for over $400, but you won't pay that much. Call Global Shop Direct or go online now and get Clean Zone for the low price on your screen. You'll get the Clean Zone CPAP sanitizer with 2 hose adapters, the sanitizing zip bag and a USB charging cord. Plus, as an added bonus, you'll also get the Clean Zone Deluxe storage bag. Clean Zone makes sanitizing your CPAP a breeze. But if you're not completely satisfied, just send it back within 30 days for a full refund of the product price. So you'll get the complete Clean Zone CPAP system plus the bonus deluxe storage bag, all for one low price. That's a great price for a great night's sleep. Call or go online to order your Clean Zone today.
There's been a police pursuit in our eastern suburbs overnight. It happened around 1 a.m. near Perth Airport. It's unclear what sparked the chase. Police caught up with the driver and the car was towed away. Police are this morning hunting a man who abused officers in Butler while they were searching a luxury car. Kate Massey has the details.
Good morning. Well, it's understood these two incidents are not linked. The man, though, has certainly captured the attention of police. You can see in this vision they are just searching another vehicle when he zooms in on his electric bike. He does come to a halt, his headphones fall off, and then he yells some choice words at officers. He even threatens to kill them. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Hey, don't come close to me. Hey, I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Wait. No, wait, you won't come close to me. You won't come close to me. Catch ya!
If you have any information about who this individual is, the advice is to contact police.
The lone survivor of a team of extremists who terrorised Paris in 2015 will spend the rest of his life behind bars. In a courtroom packed with survivors and victims' families, chief suspect Elle Abdeslam was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison without parole. The Special Terrorism Court also convicted 19 others involved in the attacks on the concert hall, cafes and the National Stadium. One person has been killed and another is missing after torrential rains triggered mudslides in Austria. Extraordinary vision shows the extent of the damage as murky water floods streets and leaves cars and homes stranded. A civil emergency has been declared in parts of the country's south, cut off by the mud. Just hours after setting the date for a new vote on independence, Scotland's First Minister has held an audience with the Queen. Miley Hogan has the details in London.
Well, if there's any discontent or awkwardness between the Queen and the Scottish leader, it wasn't on show in front of the cameras today when the pair came face to face for the first time since renewed calls for Scotland's independence. Nicola Sturgeon gifted the 96-year-old monarch a bottle of whiskey. The two exchanged pleasantries, but the rest of their meeting was in private and the details will not be released. The Queen was looking very well, though, appearing in a floral dress without her walking stick. It is the third day in a row the Queen has made appearances and she has appeared in good health, smiling and chatting each time. It is a promising sign after questions and concerns were raised over her health and mobility. The Queen is in Scotland for their annual Royal Week there, where they host a number of events. Her son, Prince Charles, has been doing most of the royal public appearances.
Stay with us on 7 Sports coming up after the break, including the extreme new deal for a young Demons premiership star. And Steve Smith throws a tantrum in the first test against Sri Lanka.
When Perth wakes up, there's only one place to see breaking news.
Sunrise.
Perth and Mandurah petrol prices have soared to a record high.
Perth's only live and local morning news. Sport and weather every 30 minutes.
Our City of Light has been shining green and gold.
Sunrise. Perth's #1.
The countdown is on. Oz Design Furniture's end of financial year sale must end soon. Save up to 50% off their huge collection of sofas, dining, living, homewares and more. This sale will not be extended. Shop Oz Design Furniture. T's and C's apply.
Because they count on you, count on it. Australia's only 10-year warranty with 10 years cap price servicing. Mitsubishi 1010. You can count on it.
An American in Paris, the musical. Around the world, it's been described as intoxicating, thrilling, romantic, an extraordinary dance spectacular and multi-Tony Award winner.
Opens this July at Crown Theatre. Book now at Ticketmaster.
Many will consider your love for Muti to be unusual. Pay them no mind. Muti, when you know, you know.
The Tap Doctor does much more than just taps. Everything plumbing and everything gas. At the Tap Doctor, we also do plumbing and gas, and toilets, and block drains, and hot water systems, and burst pipes, and gas. The Tap Doctor!
When I heard you could save 15% on your first year's premium when you buy a comprehensive car insurance policy online with Budget Direct, that's when I knew they'd solved it. It's time you switched to Budget Direct.
Get your skin back to how it should be with Dermaveen from Chemist Warehouse. Its multi-action Oat Active Plus formula provides 6 skin benefits. Dermaveen Extra Hydration Soap-Free Wash is $16.99. Live, look, feel well at Chemist Warehouse.
Right, watch this. The rooster's calling.
So I went.
Trick shot. Nice shot. The rooster's calling.
Why have businesses made the switch to SmartPay's zero-cost EFTPOS? Join thousands, saving thousands. Switch to SmartPay. You keep your business bank, but you pay zero-cost EFTPOS. Imagine what your business could save. Visit SmartPay and switch to us.
Welcome back. Demon star Clayton Oliver has signed a monster 7-year contract extension. The 24-year-old will stay in the red and blue until the end of 2030, with attention now turning to keeping Luke Jackson and Angus Brayshaw. The next generation of AFLW stars were welcomed at last night's draft, Sydney taking Montana Ham at pick number 1.
Still sinking in, but it's really exciting, and they put on a great last night, and it was really, you walked into the room, it was really exhilarating, the atmosphere was great.
Jasmine Fleming, the daughter of Aussie cricket champ Damien, was the second pick heading to Hawthorn. Thanasi Kokkinakis couldn't pull off the biggest shock so far at Wimbledon, falling to Novak Djokovic in straight sets in the second round. The Aussie trying everything to distract the 6-time champion.
It just might have hit his backside. Good to have the sense of humour at a time like this.
It was a horrid day for the local hopes. US Open champion Emma Raducanu crashed out in straight sets to Caroline Garcia. Two-time champion Andy Murray also lost, going down to American giant John Isner in 4 sets. And in a bizarre scene, Hugo Huber forgot to bring his rackets, delaying his match against Casper Ruud. It didn't affect the Frenchman, who proceeded to send the number 3 seed packing in just 4 sets. Australia risk wasting a strong start to the first test against Sri Lanka. Nathan Lyon tore through the hosts' batting lineup on day 1, taking his 20th 5-wicket haul in Test cricket. Mitch Swepson also took 3 wickets as Sri Lanka crumbled to be all out for 212. The Australian top order didn't fare much better, losing 3 quick wickets. Steve Smith left fuming after being run out by Usman Khawaja.
Here's trouble, and that will be out. Steve Smith is absolutely furious. Live it.
Khawaja and Travis Head will return to the crease this afternoon at 3 for 98 in reply. Aussies Ben O'Connor and Jack Haig are regarded as genuine podium contenders at this year's Tour de France. The opening stage in Copenhagen gets underway on Saturday morning our time. Haig's Bahrain victorious team will start the famous race under a doping cloud. Police searched the homes of riders and staff earlier in the week. O'Connor won a stage in the Alps last year, finishing 4th on debut. Clear skies around our suburbs today. I'll have your full weather forecast right after the break.
The countdown is on. Oz Design Furniture's end of financial year sale must end soon. Save up to 50% off their huge collection of sofas, dining, living, homewares and more. This sale will not be extended. Shop Oz Design Furniture. T's and C's apply.
This 7 News $250,000 giveaway is proudly sponsored by Coles.
It's end of financial year solar sellout at Sunboost. Install the premium 6.6 kilowatt family saver system, $300 off, still only $37.91. 24 months interest-free finance available.
End of financial year offer ends June 30. Call 1300 Sunboost.
Right now is smart time to save money by simply comparing your car insurance. Then lie back and relax and think of all the lovely savings.
Okay.
Sergey, what are you doing?
Well, you said I could lie back.
Was metaphor for compare the market. Oh, I see. For car insurance savings, it pays to compare. Simples.
Welcome to Business Space, home base for business. Hi, I'm Peter McLennan. Everything a business needs, everything a business needs to know. Office furniture fit-outs, cafe and restaurant furniture, shop fittings and fit-outs, shelving, racking, storage, business machines and business advisory services.
Something special is happening at Crown. Get your friends together and for just $55 per person, you'll all enjoy a 2-course lunch plus a glass of sparkling at some of Crown's finest restaurants. Live a little at Crown.
At We Want Your Wheels, we buy everything on 4 wheels. So avoid all the stress of selling your car privately or trading your car in. We'll buy it on the spot, pay out your finance, and even make sure you get home. We buy any make or any model because we want your wheels.
You can't see the generous dash of Queen Vanilla in your Just Because cupcakes or your best ever birthday cake. But they can taste it. A little Queen does wonders.
And welcome back to Wing It, where Aussies take a crack at doing their own tax return.
It's tax time!
Always been hit with the non-deductibles.
Struggling now with the adjusted net income.
Here's the capital gains cannon.
Now let's see his refund.
Well, that's what you get when you wing it.
This tax season, don't wing it, ka-ching it. Book an appointment with the experts at H&R Block.
Standing up all day can lead to excessive pressure under the foot. This is the feeling of foot discomfort. Scholl Gel Active fights the feeling of foot discomfort with shock absorption for all-day comfort in any shoe. Relieve tired feet with Scholl Gel Active insoles.
This weather report brought to you by Bridgestone Select for tyres and car servicing.
Welcome back. Checking the weather now. It's currently 17 degrees in our city. We're expecting a sunny top of 19 degrees across the metro area today, including for Midland and in Swanbourne. And the clear skies should stick around for the rest of the week. A top of 19 degrees tomorrow, then relatively similar conditions right across the weekend. Mostly sunny on Monday too, then there might be a few showers up to 10 millimetres of rain expected on Tuesday. Then temperatures just shy of 20 degrees across next week. And that's 7's morning news for this Thursday. Thanks for your company. Stay with us. We'll have the latest updates right across the afternoon and, of course, in our main bulletins at 4 and at 6 o'clock tonight. I'm Elle Georgiou. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Whether you're early to rise or early to bed,